What's up, guys? Welcome back to Patriot Specialized. Today's episode, we got a doosan drill rig we're picking up from Michigan, running it down to Frederick, Maryland. We're going to drop that one off, and then we're going to run over to the Port of Baltimore. Seems to be a trend. Port of Baltimore, and snatch up a timber forwarder to go up to Wisconsin. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Right across these plains and prairies, Rocky Mountain highs, fade off into the distance like ghost riders in the sky. Black smoke and white line, steel horses side by side. It's more than just a living, y'all. Hell, it's our way of life. We're the last of the cowboys.
This one comes with a couple stands for the boom to sit on.
All right. We are here at Rev Drill, Frederick, Maryland. My favorite thing right there. You guys just saw us putting this thing on. I didn't really get to talk about it much. It was after I put it on, I was kind of looking to get out of there. The routing on this thing was terrible. So I'm gonna stop this video right here to, I mentioned right there that there was a routing issue. And real quick, this construction, you know, for legal loads, for legal trucks out here on the road, construction, summertime construction, we always call them that they're the, I'm from Ohio, so we always use Ohio, but it's really nationwide. We say that the national flower is the orange barrel, and the orange barrels start as little cones in the spring, and then they start growing, and they end up orange barrels, and then they end up spreading everywhere. And that is, it's a pretty good analogy because that is the facts of it. And for legal trucks running around, this is a headache, certainly, absolutely, without a doubt, it is a headache. The construction zones turn into slower speeds, turn into traffic backups most of the time. It's sort of a disaster for transportation as a whole. But from a specialized, over-dimensional standpoint, this turns into a nightmare, an absolute nightmare for us. And what I was talking about with that one is the routing on this one. If you run this run straight from Michigan to Maryland, it was 7.5 hours. That's running across the turnpike in Ohio, turnpike in Pennsylvania. Obviously, heavy loads, certain size loads, we can't get on a turnpike. The load I had qualified for not getting on a turnpike, so I looked up the next best route, fastest route to get there was 9.5 hours, or 9 hours, 12 minutes. That would have been the best route I could have got, quickest route I could have got, straightest route I could have got. Would have got me there in 9 hours, 12 minutes. And then the permit department got a hold of me. And what turned out to be, this was absolutely crazy what they had me doing. The routing, they had me going down to coming out of Michigan, going down to Fort Wayne, into Ohio, back up into Akron, through Youngstown, into Youngstown, down out of Youngstown into Boardman, across, right in front of the Southern Park Mall. 224 is all shopping center, a lot of red lights, a lot of traffic, very congested area, and they brought us across there, and it was to the point where I was on that road, and there was a state trooper that came up next to me. I didn't catch his name, but he came up next to me to red light, he rolls down his window, and he kind of did one of these things, and I looked down at him, I said, hey, they routed me this way, and he said, are you kidding me? I said, no. I said, that construction at the Pennsylvania-Ohio state border on 80, that is wreaking havoc on transportation, on overdimensional, and I think this is the new permit route to get us around that. And right as I said that, 3 oversized came the other way. So this is going to be bad until that construction is done right there at the state line. This is going to be bad. That route is terrible. So after that, they routed me across into Pennsylvania, over to 79, back up to 80 from 79, across 80 for 58 miles into. Oh man, I always forget. Exit 78. I always forget the name of the town there. I keep wanting to say Breezewood, and that's not it. But anyways, over to Route 70, or exit 78, Route 36, down out of 36 onto 119 into Indiana, Pennsylvania. Caught 422 there, 422 to 22 into Altoona, down 99. That kept 30 going into Breezewood, and then down 70 into Maryland. That whole route right there, when I ran it, what it actually took me to drive it was over 14 hours. So what could have been a 7.5 hour run, should have been a 9 hour, 12-minute run, turned into just over 14 hours. That's what I was talking about when I said that the routing was a disaster on this one. We got to put on, I'm not gonna bother talking about securement. You guys see me secure excavator about 100 times, so there is no reason to go over that again. But we got one chain left to get off here. I forgot about this one. We were supposed to pick up a Cat 326 drill rig, and when we got there, this is the one they had brought out. Anyways, this is the one they had brought out. So it goes the same place. They rented a few from here. So we ended up just changing the bill of lading to the doosan, which worked out good for me because a little less weight. So rate didn't change. Everything stayed the same there, but got the whole little bit less weight. This thing actually came with these stands that he's taking off right now. Those are pretty nice. Their stands are actually designed to go underneath the arm, sitting on the trailer. So it has something to sit on. You can strap right over top of it. So unfortunately for our setup, that didn't work. But we brought them anyways, technically. Don't screw up, you're on camera. Technically, that's a divisible load, but I don't know, because it's actually part of the transport process. I don't know that anybody would have bothered us the way they were sitting, so I took them. And I wasn't all that concerned about it. Plus, it was raining all day yesterday. Oh, something I wanted to mention. You guys have heard me a couple episodes ago. Last time I hauled a drill rig, actually. I was talking about how nice it was that those guys cleaned off the tracks. I'm gonna show you why. This is what your trailer ends up looking like when they don't clean the machine off. And he actually put some effort into cleaning it off. He took a shovel and was trying to get it out of the tracks. You can see there isn't much up in here. He did a decent job getting it out of there, but and then when I got into the rain yesterday, all the rain, hard rain, all the rain was just washing that stuff right off the unit right onto my trailer. So trailer is a disaster right now, and unfortunately we got a load at the port we're going to pick up that we're not gonna have time to get this trailer washed. I'll try to sweep it off as best I can after we unload, but we're not gonna have time to get it washed before we put the other load on, and it'll be covering everything, so. Now, that's what the trailer looks like when they don't clean off the track, so time to get the broom out. All right, made it to the port, got checked in. Some confusion about, apparently they had this thing listed as 5 pieces. Apparently the tires for it were separate than the unit itself. It's in a weird spot. So this one's entry. We're picking up a points wind set timber forwarder. The agent or the ad was calling for a 33-foot well. I ain't buying it. I looked these things up, what their dimensions were, and I don't think they need a 33-foot well, but we're gonna find out. Hopefully they do not, because I'm checked in, headed over there. In a weird spot. I've never been over here before. He said, come out the gate and make a left at the yellow crane, and it'll be over there. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Well, there's one over here.
3/4 of a mile. Turn left on Entrance Road.
Now there's 2 of them over here. One looks like it's a little bit smaller than the other one. There they are right there. I don't know which one I'm getting. I have to look up the serial numbers. That one's A404 and that one's 008. Probably that, well, I don't know. Probably that big one, but either way, looks like it's gonna easily fit on the trailer. So, let's get spun around here. We'll drop our trailer back here somewhere. go take a look at it. All right, this is our baby right here. Serial number 008. Blade is up. Everything looks good. That's nice. It's got a locking bar. We can lock in once we get it put on. We don't have to worry about changing. This thing only weighs 42,000 pounds. It's 29 of my feet to the blade that way. Pretty much 29 the other way. So we are dead on. We might have to run it up onto the back deck a little bit to get reattached, but this is going to be, it drives that way, so we're just going to turn and go right up on the trailer. So this will be, this end over here will be the one by the neck. And this will be, this whole thing over here will be over top of the back. So we might have to drive it up on a little bit, but let's see what happens. I think the trick is going to be figuring out how to drive this thing. Last time I remember it was a problem. Way easier than I thought it was going to be. I would like to, I kind of want to put it on the other way. Just because I could drive that up on the back deck. And it's a lot easier for me to get the front of the neck to lower down to get the height down, but we'll see what we are. We permitted at 14.4 tall, so looks like we're in good shape for now. We will shut, this thing is kind of goofy inside. It's got a couple switches you got to hit to get it to go. And it's got a roller for the steering on it. If I can climb up here now. So this is your steering wheel right here. You just roll it and that turns everything. And all these controls are in a completely different language. You hit the parking brake and that ladder automatically lifts up. I don't know if there's any way to get it to lift and come up if you don't have the, you got to release the parking brake in order to do that, and I don't want to do that, so. But we're going to shut her down. Shut her down, get it chained down, get it rehooked up, make sure everything's good there. And then check our dimensions. I'm sure width, we're in good shape. It's actually less than what I have permitted for. I permitted 10 foot, and it's way less than that. Get down here without dying. All right. Definitely up there. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to check that once we get it chained down, but we'll get her chained down first. Check the height, make sure we're okay. Then we might have to make some adjustment, ride height. Maybe let some air out of the tires or something like that. So here we go. There you have it, guys. We made, that was right there. That was a 33-foot load that required a 33-foot well. Sitting there in a 29-foot well. Didn't have any trouble with it. Fit really well. Here's a couple pictures of what it looked like on both ends on how to get it to fit. Wasn't a problem, fit right on. A little bit less width than I thought it was, which was great. The weight was absolutely great. But this one got me. This one got me. Something I've never done before, and it was only a matter of time before it happened, and I did an excellent job over the past 26 years of not allowing it to happen. But it has finally happened. So stick around for the next episode. You will see what happened with this one that's got me being a first in my 27 year career. It was a first for me, and hopefully it's a last, because it was not great. So stick around for that. If this is your first episode, I appreciate you tuning in to the channel. If you like what you see, hit that like button. If you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that. And for all you veterans coming back, you guys know I love you. I say it all the time. Your likes, shares, comments, all that stuff that you guys do, that's what makes this these videos keep coming. So keep doing what you do, and I will keep doing what I do, and we will see you guys on the next one. Everybody stay safe out there.